Continuing from chapter 4, now we are going to go and look into chapter 5. So let's continue. Book 1, Law of Salimi Chapter 5, titled Teachers Who Hate Teaching. During my lifetime of learning and finding knowledge, I have met numerous individuals that are known as teachers, educators, and lecturers. Most of them are my enemy. Since my earliest memory during my kindergarten is not complete. Sorry, let me begin again. Since my earliest memory during my kindergarten is not complete, or rather unreliable at best, I cannot explain whether my teachers at Tariqah Amal can be categorized as good or bad. As far as I know, I would imagine that my teachers in my kindergarten is great and amazing person. Below is a photo taken on September 1987 in one of my kindergarten visit to a picnic at Templars Park, if I'm not mistaken. Can you guess which one am I? If I'm correct, I'm one of a boy. I am one of the boys sitting in front of the group. I think I'm sitting in the front, fifth from the left of the boys group. I did not remember a single name of my teachers or my friends during kindergarten at Tariqah Amal. I did not remember learning anything, but I assume I did learn numerous useful things that guides me in my life. I am grateful for the opportunity to learn. Okay, so this is the photo taken. I would assume that if you look at it, I'm one of the boys in the photo. So I'll let the audience to find it on their own, which one is my pictures. So instead, let's continue. When we venture into my memory, during my primary school, I started my Standard 1 class at age 7 years old and completed my Standard 6 at age 12 years old. I cannot provide my UPSR examination result, but I think I remember that I got 3 A's and 1 B. I went to the primary school which is known as Sekolah Rendah Kebangsaan Taman Melawati, which is located in Gombak, Selangor. The school is located pretty much in front of my house, or approximately 50 meters in distance. I remember pretty much all of my teachers there, and I could say that most of them can be categorized as good teachers, considering at that very young age, I still cannot properly analyze them. What I can remember is I love that I am learning new knowledge in my young life. I guess my teachers are very helpful to me towards learning. Hence, I would consider them to be good teachers. In all honesty, I cannot classify them as my enemy because they did help me to learn for 6 years. I love all of my teachers during primary school. I can vividly remember that when I started as a student at primary school, I do have trouble becoming friends with everyone. I can remember that I do not pay attention in my class most of the time. Yes, I do learn, but I do not really been paying attention. I am more focused on learning about social interactions among students. I observed and analyzed how students behave, how they think they should behave, what makes certain students more popular than others, and many other social behavior of students in primary school. As I am writing this story today at the age of 33 years old, I do realize that students at that young age don't really know how to behave correctly, or at least in accordance to the teaching of Islam. I understand now very clearly, and I do not blame any of them. Back then, when I was in primary school, I did understand that vaguely. I did consider that maybe primary level students might just be uncertain on how to behave in accordance to the teachings of Islam. I do not fully understand on the fact that their minds might not be fully matured and developed to truly comprehend the concept of Islam as a way of life. I just feel that they just do not really understand, and so was I at that age. My behavior was simply based on instinct and emotions. Since emotions were involved, I am able to recall selective memory up till today. I still remember when I played football in primary school. I was on the position of a defender. I hated that position. Honestly, because I am very small in comparison to other students at the same age. At that time, I do not possess any talent in dribbling football, defending, or shooting goals. However, I am grateful that I was selected to at least play football or soccer during my primary school. As a defender, I am pretty good at predicting how students play football. I know where they are going based on their physical gestures. However, that ability doesn't really help since I'm relatively small in comparison to most students. Even if I know what to do to stop my opponent from scoring goals, it is poorly executed due to my small size. In addition, poor endurance and soccer skills or talent do not help my case at all. As far as I'm concerned, I am not a very good defensive player. I prefer to play as a striker because it could increase the popularity of students playing that position. I never had any chance to do so, and I do admit I have no talent at scoring goals, so I was not that sad. At that time, I did not think much about winning. I simply hate losing because other students would blame me for being a bad defender. I cannot blame them because it was true that I was a bad defender in soccer. I just hate being blamed because the memory was being charged by negative emotions and thus it became a permanent memory for me. Even though at that time I had not figured out about my selective memory ability to even exist. I just hate being blamed, accused, or being considered as the reason every time our team lost any game. Okay, this is one of the pictures taken. I guess by now you should be able to determine which one am I. Let's continue. Apart of playing soccer, I also joined other sports, but nothing significant ever manifested since I was never a good athlete back in the day. Just look at my size. It is a serious disadvantage at most sports. Still, it does not stop me from trying and joining numerous clubs. I guess I was curious to discover whether I had potential to excel in sport or not. The result seems to favor the latter. I guess I am okay with that. Sport was good to gain popularity in school, but I don't really care much because there was not much that I can do in that department. On the other hand, a game that does not depend much on your physical size is a different story altogether for me. I have always had the inclination towards tactics and problem solving, even back in the primary school. I started to be introduced about chess by my older brother. He taught me on the basic of movement of each piece. I guess I taught myself on all the tactics and strategies of winning in chess game. To me, playing chess is fun because it is like a puzzle with almost unlimited ways of moves to be made. It teaches me to be analytical and thinking tactics to win a game of chess. I have never learned how to play chess tactics from any chess book. Until today, I still can't understand how to read the chess steps written in those books, and I have never bothered to really play. Playing chess for me is a great mental exercise to solve problems and puzzles. It is fun when I play chess. Reading books to learn how to play chess better is not considered as fun to me. I feel like it is a chore which I did my very best to avoid. Still, I am pretty good at chess even without reading any chess books on tactics and advanced strategies. I just love playing chess using my instinct. I was not very patient when playing chess. I hate having to wait for my opponent to think about their next move. For me, I just use my instinct and I never really think much about tactics when playing chess. Whatever I can devise on my mind was what I used as my tactics. I hate spending time thinking deeply about any of my moves that I made. My intention when playing chess is never about how to win, but rather how much fun I can have when playing them. Back then, I do not know about any great names of chess grandmasters such as Kasparov, Karpov, or anyone else. I just play for fun. If I remembered correctly, I joined the chess club when I was at the age of 9 years old. I remembered that the first time I arrived, the chess club practices at the canteen area where there were numerous tables readily available to be used. On the first day, I was paired to fight against this Chinese student whom I do not know nor remember his name. I beat him 3-0, which seemed to impress the teacher advising the chess club. I do not know why the teacher seemed impressed. The next week after that, I returned back to the chess club, and that time the teacher gave me another opponent who is known as Jason, another Chinese boy. I also beat him 3-0, which again caused excitement for the chess club members. I still do not understand why everyone was excited about it. Another week after that, the teacher gave me another opponent, but this time I lost the game. Later, the teacher explained that I have just lost to the third best player in the chess club, which was not really that important to me back then. Apparently, the teacher explained that the first student that I had beaten is the best chess player in the club, whereas the second student was the second best chess player. I was quite surprised myself. When everyone started asking which tactics that I implemented to win, I simply could not explain because I did not know of any tactics from any known chess book. I just played chess based on my instinct and just for the fun of playing. At that time, I never knew any type of tactics that can be traced from chess books. The teacher attempted to teach me how to read the advanced strategies of playing chess, but I was simply not interested. Later, they gave up trying to teach me the proper chess tactics to me. I was not surprised, and I do not care much about advanced tactics. I merely play because it is fun and I enjoy playing chess. Winning or losing does not matter to me when playing chess. After a while, the best chess player and the second best, that is Jason, played against me and I lost 3-0 to each of them. I remembered playing them without any tactics at all, just having fun. Even though I lost, I did have fun, except for having to wait for their turn because both of them loves to take a long time before making a single move. For me, I just move my piece as fast as I can because I hate waiting. It is just not as fun to spend 5 or 10 minutes before making a single move when playing chess. I guess I prefer to lose rather than spending 1 hour or so to play chess. For me, it's not fun having to wait for a long time. It robs me the fun and exciting elements of playing chess. Further down the road, I was chosen to represent my school to play against students from different schools in the state of Selangor. Without any tactics, I managed to win 5 of 6 games and qualified as the third best in the tournament. The best player in our chess club got the first place and Jason got the second place. I still remember that my teacher decided that I should be placed as the first chess player, where I played against 6 of the best chess players from other schools. According to him, it was a tactical move to ensure that the best player and Jason can win the first and second place in the tournament. I guess since I am not truly motivated to win or take chess seriously, it is only fair that the lecturer take the teacher to make such decision. Still, even though I am qualified to represent the state, the tournament committee decided that our school can only send 2 representatives, and thus I was dropped from further involvement in a higher level stage of chess tournament. Honestly, I never felt sad about the matter because I just play for fun. The most enjoyable chess game that I had played during the primary school was against a girl named Esther. She was a great chess player, but I feel that she was too focused on following the tactics as prescribed by numerous chess tactic books. Most of the time, I would easily win against her simply because my tactics were based on pure instinct. I loved to torture her when playing chess, but it was simply for the fun of it, and I guess she understood it. She really hated having to play against me because of being tortured, but I think she had played me the most in the chess club. In addition, she knew that I don't care whether I win or lose, hence she might have had assumed that I would be a good person to practice her chess skills. I just loved playing against her because it was fun. I guess that was all about the chess story that I had experienced during primary school. The only other experience that I remembered most during primary school was the fact that I was always being bullied. I hated it, but I guess the bullying experience did give me a great silver lining that turned extremely useful in my later life adventures. Who bullied me? Well, I guess there's no point for me mentioning his name here. It would not help me or him in any way. Let's just say that he might have a negative experience in his life that he had to lash out his frustration by bullying me. Honestly, that was just my assumption to justify of him bullying me. I guess he was just a stupid boy that never knew that bullying others is a harrowing experience for the person being bullied. At this moment in time, I had forgiven his action, but back then, I was living my life with numerous negative emotions. All in all, this chapter concludes my memory attending school at Sekolah Rendah Kebangsaan Taman Melawati. If anyone ever tried to trace back the location of this school via Google Map, I reckon that the person might discover that nowadays that there are 2 schools with the same name. Which school did I attended when I was between 7 to 12 years old? I would rather not say which one it is. Plus, it is not that important anyway. Simply, I had a great learning experience during my primary school studies. However, to be absolutely honest, I did not learn too much from the teachers in my classrooms simply because I never truly paid attention to my teachers. It was never their fault, but rather I was focusing at other things in life back then, such as playing and making friends. My mind was always occupied at learning from observing and making theories in my head. Considering that I was between 7 to 12 years old, I guess it was pretty odd and weird when compared to other students. I guess I could not ascertain anything because I never knew what other students were thinking back then. What I am certain is the fact that I cannot control my emotion at that age, which I am assuming a normal thing for a child at that age. From this perspective, I am partially resembling a normal human being. Other than that, I do not feel myself to be similar to others at my age. I do not feel normal. This is a picture taken from my primary school. I'm one of those within the picture. I guess you can try to find where am I, which is quite hard, I would say. But let's continue. The question is whether I am a paranormal, abnormal, or supernormal. In all honesty, I myself couldn't provide you with a definitive answer. I never truly comprehend myself at that point in time. I guess even today, at the age of 33, I'm still unable to fully understand about myself. Is this normal? I do not know. Does anyone on this earth really know who they really are? Don't mind me, I'm just being curious. Up till now, I haven't even indicated to you, the reader, who exactly are teachers that hate teaching, as per the title of this chapter. Teachers who does not have the passion, teachers who does not have passion for knowledge, learning and teaching. At this point of the story, I have yet met such teachers. However, I can assure you that later in this story, most of the teachers, lecturers, and educators that I have met in my life really do hate teaching. Alas, it is very sad that I have met so many. The fact is, it is indicating that the actual numbers of teachers that are passionate about teaching is becoming very close to extinction within our present society. I will further explore this subject matter in the upcoming chapters of this story. For now, do you know how to determine whether a teacher has a passion for knowledge or not? Can you see or detect any kind of signs when teachers lack the passion for knowledge? Have you ever met any? I shall provide the answer for this question in the upcoming topic because my life story revolves around such individuals. In fact, I have also had the great blessing from Allah the Almighty to meet several that does possess the passion for knowledge. Trust me, it is an absolutely awesome experience, especially when I too possess the same passion. That ends the chapter 5. So before we go for the next one, we'll stop here. Thank you very much for listening and hope to see you in the next video.